Well, your new album is called Booming Right At You. Why specifically this title?
Because the whole idea of this album is to make an album that it has like a complete like live sound approach. It's like what my live gigs are. They're very energetic, very upbeat, very uplifting in vibe. And I've made conceptual albums almost for 10 years, and now I wanted to make an album that is just a collection of tracks that do really well out in the clubs, and just pull them back on an album, booming back at you. Here it is.
And was the idea for this album, was it beforehand, or was it afterwards when you had 12 songs and you thought, hey, maybe I can...
Well, I was making, you know, like individual tracks that I was throwing into my live set, and the response was so good on those tracks. I was like, okay, this is it, let's do this.
And one track is called More. Can you describe how that song came about?
Well, actually, that's the first song that I made, and I wanted to make a song that was all about the extremities that goes on in youth culture, the rich youth culture in Los Angeles. And so I started making that song, and when it was done, at the same time, I got approached by Need for Speed EA Games to do the interactive score for their video game. And we were talking about it, and I sent out the Fuck More track to them. And I was like, something like this, and they were like, "Yo, yeah, that's what we want. We want that sound for the game." And then they also licensed that track as the title track. And then at the same time, it was one of the tracks on my album, and it was the first track that we started sending out when I was in the midst of, you know, finishing the album. That was like July, August last year.
Well, you were saying it's about the LA youth culture. Can you be a bit more precise? What triggered you to make this
It's something that you see on TV and
maybe one thing.
Well, you know, in general, you know, just what you see on TV and when you go out and what you see in the gossip papers. You know, there's these kids, you know, between 16 and 22 years old. They are so incredibly rich. They drive like $500,000 Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Mercedes, and they go out, they get drunk, do loads of drugs, and they don't give a shit what's going on in the world, you know, because they have their life and they have their money. And I don't have any judgment about that. I just see it, you know, and it's just very funny to see that, and that's technically what the song is all about.
And what is then what triggers you if you have that thought? What triggers you then into the music? What was the first thing that you created for this song? Was it a beat, or was it?
Yeah, I had the piece of music, and then I was thinking about a chorus line, and I came up with the lyric "Rock more, roll more, fuck more, and Pac-Man is loving it," which is like so. I mean, rock more, roll more. Roll more is doing ecstasy in slang, like in America, and fuck more, and Pac-Man is loving it basically was like how bizarre, you know, the combination of all those things is and what their life culture is. So I had the music first, then I came up with that line, and then a friend of mine, Lucas Banker, that I've been working with for a while, he's a talented lyricist, and he wrote like all the verses, and we had a lot of fun making that track, and I have a lot of fun watching those people, you know. It's just really funny to see, you know, and it doesn't make me sad, it doesn't make me like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, it just really makes me laugh.
So, and if these people dance to that track, what is your feeling then?
I think
at a gig.
I think those people recognize themselves, and they're proud of it. I think, you know, they're like, yeah, that's me, you know, instead of being, you know, maybe critical about it or something like that.